Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Gray Man Prepping. It is time for Tactical Tuesday, and tonight's topic is family members who refuse to see. In fact, the long title is How to Deal with Family Members Who Refuse to See the Truth. So, how's everybody doing out there? All right, let me go ahead and hit the comment section first and say hi to everybody. All right, come on. There, it's coming up. First one in was crew 1351. Then Rebel Canners came in and said hi. Then Geeky Gardens came in. And some chit chat going on there. CR came in. Chef Tech came in. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights came in here. Lolo and Preppers here. All righty. And what's Chef Tech up to? Cool. All right. Yeah, let me get a drink of water here. I wasn't sure I was going to have to cancel tonight's or not. Things going on. For those who have been following the drama with Eli, he had a therapy session, physical therapy session at 8:00 this morning. Here comes.
Sorry, that's from last night. I put bacon up for CR last night.
That's
He's
fine.
like, there's always food, there's always bacon. I'm like, oh, I forgot that. Here's your bacon, CR.
Anyways, he had a physical therapy appointment at 8:00, 4 miles up the road in Shelley. While he was there for it, he turned and attacked my daughter again in front of everybody, which is unusual, and wound up butting her head against the concrete floor because she'd gone down into the curl protective thing, so she wouldn't, CPS wouldn't try to say she was hitting her son. But anyways, so she wound up going off to the ER. They called it an ambulance for her because she was dazed and couldn't see, out of it.
Again? I thought she just went the other day. Or are you talking about the other day?
Yeah, I'm talking about this morning.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And so, anyways, as soon as they took her, he calmed right down. And he finished his physical therapy. Not a problems there. Her BT worker showed up, picked him up, no problem. Dropped him off here. Then the next BT one picked him up, took him away. So when that one brought him back, as soon as Eli walked in the door, he saw Danny and he ran to him and Oliver, and tried to tackle him. And Danny and Aiden kind of pushed him back a little bit until I could get there and pull him off of him. But yeah. But anyways, we also then had a meeting with the person from the state, two of the company representatives from the new company coming in to provide BT services, a head contractor over that sets up who works with who and stuff for the state. And then, of course, Megan's caseworker. And that went on for hours, and it ran on, so I wasn't sure we were going to be able to get it going here. But we're working things out slowly, and they're trying to find more money, trying to find some money from
federal, state, county, local.
Federal and state
funding. Yeah.
I forget there's for those that have disabilities and stuff like that, because Eli's on disability because of his autism. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, that went. So hopefully I get my mind back in the game tonight. Let's see. And Diana came in. All right. So, um, I did this topic about 2.5, 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, with I think Uncle Al was here with me, and I think Southern Ohio Prepping was here with me, and we were talking about dealing with, you got family members that don't believe as you do as far as prepping goes. Some of them are just, yeah, whatever you want to do, you just do it, and others are, you're some sort of extremist. Why are you doing that? You don't need that. You can go to the store to get your food. You don't need to be raising a garden. You don't need, so the extreme is wide on how other family members are going to react and stuff that don't agree with the need to get prepared.
Well, you have a difference between don't agree and disagree.
Yeah.
Some don't agree with it, but don't care. Other ones absolutely disagree and will go out of their way to just bash you constantly.
Yeah. And there are some that are just sort of like, they don't agree. They kind of just say, why are you wasting your money? They're the soft disagrees. Why are you wasting your money on it? You need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. And they're the same ones, that same type that say, why are you doing homeschooling? Isn't that so hard for you? They're not going to.
The kids will learn so much more if they go to public school like I did.
Yeah. Anyways, there's so there's prepping, homeschooling, the whole type thing, homesteading, gardening, all that I think just about everybody in here believes in. And some disagree, some don't agree. So it's yeah. Oh, when someone calls you conspiracy theorist now, say no. That's the improper term. You can't call homeless. You got to call them unhoused. For conspiracy theorists, you can't call us conspiracy theorists anymore. You can call us spoiler alerters.
Yeah, I'm more of a crystal ball artist.
It's like, oh, we told you it was going to happen, and it happened. We spoiled alerted you. So yeah, that's what you got to call us now.
Yeah, they still won't agree to that. You tell them you told them that, they're just like, well, no, not really. It's like, really. Cognitive dissonance kicks in. It's like, regardless of what it is, what you said, and what really happened, they'll just deny everything because they don't ever want to be wrong.
But not the extremists, but in the middle of the roaders will be like, oh, okay, and then sometimes you get some of them thinking about things. But when it comes to trying to get through to them, don't come on hardcore ever. What you do is you use current events happening and you question them and get them thinking about it and ask them, what should we do? Such as the fires that are burning all over the place, or the flooding that's going on every place else. It's either flooding or it's burning down right now.
Yeah, I've tried
I hate
that.
to chuckle at it, but it's either laugh or cry. So I'm chuckling.
I've tried that. It's like, what would you do if you were in that position of that person you see on TV? Well, I just wouldn't move there. I mean, this is the answers you get out of them for the real hardcore pushback.
What would you do if that happened where you're at right now?
Oh, it can't, because I live high up and there's nothing to burn. Oh, you get all the answers. I've been down that road with so many people. I pick and choose my battles. I soft pick them. And it's like, oh, yeah, I wonder if this ever happened, I'm glad I have a couple cans of food in the house. And you can tell right away by their response if they're even thinking about stuff like that. Or you can not change them, but get them to think a little more about it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just one of those things, you got to take it slow. You got to feel each person out differently as far as what you can say without getting them to get their dander up and get a stiff neck and go, and because sometimes you have the stiff necked person who's going to dig their heels in but they think you're off on the end of the earth, and you get someone else who they kind of go with, and all of a sudden this person does something. You go, hey, it's just common sense. It's like, don't you have car insurance? Well, yeah. Don't you have house insurance? Oh, yeah. Don't you have health insurance? Yeah. Well, all this is just some insurance against natural disasters, which are happening in our area anyways. I know you're going to get, oh, no. But it's like sometimes they can get through. Someone else can get through to them who's not looked on as
a lot of the times with the insurance stuff. It's like, do you have car insurance? Well, yeah. It's like, do you have food insurance? Well, I don't need that. I got a store. I have to have car insurance. I can't drive without car insurance. Like, oh, okay, you can live without food insurance because, just run to the store. But they don't want to hear, and then they see the prices going up. And then they see some of the empty spots on the shelves. They're just like, oh, yeah, no, it'll be fine. They'll bring my favorite soup back here soon. They don't. Some people, I forget, Cool Hand Luke. Some people you just can't reach.
Yeah, let me get on the thing here. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Oh, earthquakes. As a point, just as a side thing, along but connected. So far this year, the most earthquakes has been 10 in a month so far, with the exception of this month. This month we're at 21. Oh, yeah, wait a minute.
There's one in Illinois.
Every other, well, these are 6.0 or greater. Sorry, I got to quote. Yeah, these are the ones that I track, and everyone else tracks. They have to be 6.0 or greater worldwide, and it's about so far this year. It's been running 3 months. 3 separate months have maxed out at 10. A couple others a little bit lower. June 21, and we still have 6 hours to go. 5 hours and 45 minutes to go for another one, and it has happened before. But the other kicker is this month also had 3 that were over 7.0. So, yeah, that's just something else going on. So I saw the earthquakes there. Power bank, flashlights, part of preparedness. Oh, that's something else you can hit up on. If they have their phone and all of a sudden their phone charger's not working or they're stuck somewhere, it's like, hey, get one of these little power banks. You can charge that up. You can do this. You can keep things going and just plug it back in when you get home and it stay charged. Next time you go out, put it in your car or wherever you're going in case your phone, if you're using your phone so much and it dies. You can get them little baby steps. Baby crawls. Yeah, sometimes it takes, stuff being put in perspective for them to, oh, crud. Yeah. And Prepper for the Ages is here. Hey, Jill. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Now, one of the things that goes along with this on the more positive side of the scale of ones they like, okay, yeah, you're right, stuff can happen, but we don't have room to store stuff. We don't have room to put things, to store, 500 gallons of water, or we don't have room to store a bunch of food, big cans of food and shelves and stuff, or, we just don't have room for that sort of stuff. I couldn't find the one I quoted last time. I know the story, but I couldn't find the link for it. There was a couple. I think they had like 2 kids at the time. The rest of the family, a single brother, a married sister, and 2 sets of in-laws. Oh, this couple of 2 kids had moved semi-rural out there and had 5 acres that they got on a bargain. And it was, we'll just come stay with you if everything goes to crap. And the couple was getting sick and tired. Oh, we'll just come stay with you. So they called a family meeting, everyone together, or like a family dinner barbecue, and sat them all down and went over the cost of everything they'd spent on their food supply. You can see up above here or below. All right. This is what we have. This will last us. Right now, we're only up to a year and a half. And that's just us. You guys come in, and in a month, it's all gone. And we're all starving. And got them thinking, well, okay, yeah, you can come. You're more welcome. But you need to bring food with you or start storing food here now. And they talked, and they finally decided, got them, everyone to chip in on buying one of those tough sheds. They got one that was a 10-foot wide one that was 30-foot long, and then they insulated it. And it's all right. We're going to need to start insulating just to protect the food, and they insulated it, and they all the walls and the attic thing and everything. And people started storing dry goods there, like rice and beans and stuff like that. And when one wanted to store like canned beans and some other canned things that had liquid in it, they go, problem is, right now, that's not a good place to store it because it's going to get A, too hot, and B, too cold in the wintertime. You got some of the cans will possibly freeze. And they had another meeting, talked about it, and they got like one of those mini splits or something where it'll heat and cool. And they ran power out to it. Everyone chipped in, get power run out to it, and set it up. And over the next couple of years, they added to that power. They added solar panels on the roof, some batteries in there to keep it if the power was out, to preserve the food. And after several years, everyone had come together and built a lot of supply stuff there. And then one of the in-laws bought a travel trailer and said, hey, can we set this up there and just leave it up there so we're not in your house, in your face all the time? And then they said, yeah, they poured a pad for it, ran sewer line, water line with the below freezing with the yard hydrants and everything. And they, thinking ahead, they went, we might as well go ahead and make the pad big enough to put a couple trailers on it. And sure enough, the other in-laws bought an RV and parked it up there. And then the one married sister and her husband bought a trailer for them and their kids and brought it up. And the single brother is now married now and brought his wife up there. And she, fortunately, was more gung-ho than all the rest of them put together. And she goes, well, all right, we're staying in our little apartment. We're storing food up here. We're going to be doing this, that, and the other. And yeah, and they all look at her like, wow. But yeah, it took times to slowly get them on board to storing stuff up there. First storing stuff in the garage, and then getting a shed and doing all the stuff that it takes to slowly make it into a family retreat area. And then, of course, it was like they came up one time and they saw the couple that lived there out there trying to cut all the weeds down along the fence line. And then we need to come up, once a weekend, once a month to help keep the property safe from fire. And so that's some of the things that worked out on that.
Yeah, it's fine if your family lives not too far away, but
yeah,
I mean, I have one child lives 20 minutes from here. The next nearest one, I think, is still in Jersey, not sure. Yeah. And then the other one's out in Illinois. So there's that. My sister's up in PA. Yeah. So yeah, they're like, I'll come there. I'm like, okay, one of y'all's coming here because she's close enough. The other ones, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. 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 Few weeks of supplies as a start. Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, that's it. Once you can get someone to see the benefits of it and things go farther, and especially if you can save just the simple thing of saving money as far as, fine, start doing the coupon thing. And of course, some of the more modern, millennials and stuff will Coupons, why? Well, you get look at all these coupons. You could buy this, this, and this at half price almost. You buy double the amount. Next month you don't have to buy it because you already have it. You can get the next thing that's on sale and get more of it. And now when you're eating the other stuff, you're eating it cheaper, so you actually saved money, even though you bought more for than just 1 week. You bought 2 weeks or 3 weeks worth, but now you're saving money because you paid so much less for it, and you're saving money on the other stuff. You hit them in the wallet, and sometimes that gets them thinking just on that. Don't say disaster prepping. Just say save money, get extra when it's on sale, and eat it when other stuff's on sale, and you buy an extra of that. That sometimes gets them going. Yeah, it's either not. It won't have to be a national event. It can be a regional event where they're at and be bad for them. I'm trying to remember the last time I've seen so many friggin' fires in Utah. I can't remember back when they've had severe fires that bad since I remember back into the 70s. So yeah, early 70s I'm talking. And Vanessa Kitty's in here. So let me bring this up. I got some points over here I want to go over and see if it works. So some of them, like we mentioned, actively work against you. Some just can't see the truth. I don't get it. It's not making sense to me. Others understand, but they don't want to believe, or they don't want to take the effort.
That's most of them.
Yeah. Oh, it's a waste of time and money. We're never going to need it. And that's when you hit them back. Well, that's not worth the wasting money. You're saving money because you're eating what you're getting. You're just getting more of it so you can have more in your pantry so you don't have to spend the money.
Most of those are the ones that go out to eat 10 nights a week.
Yeah.
And the only thing they keep in the house is soda and potato chips and maybe a can of soup for when they don't feel good. That's about it.
Yeah. One of the things, so when my wife and I first got married, we were both working, and sometimes you just, yeah, that's the other selling point. Sometimes it's just worth the money to have the extra stuff on hand. So when the stuff that does happen all the time, you don't have to worry about it. So when my wife and I first got married, we were both working. Her being taking accounting classes and stuff, wanted to saw what I was the interest I was paying, which I think at the time when I bought the house was not bad, but then interest rates started dropping a little bit. And 3 years later, she finally found one where she refinanced the house from a 30-year mortgage to a 15-year mortgage at a lower interest rate, so that the monthly payment was only $58 a month more than it was that we were paying before. But now we went to a 15-year loan instead of a 30-year loan. And we also, and we started doing that stuff, all of a sudden it's like, okay, we got to stop going out to eat so much. Yes, we both are tired when we get home from work. We want to do this, and we just kind of change things up and stop going out because we realized how much it was costing us. And we saved a bunch of money instead of going out 5 nights a week and going to the movies on Saturdays. Saturday evenings, we go Saturday mornings during the matinees when it was, a third the price for both of us to go. And we started, the money we were spending going out to Hungry Hunter or
wherever, any restaurant,
wherever, we found
my sister used to give me crap because she, I always get excited. I take a picture and send it to her. I'm like, look, I just bought a whole New York strip. It was like $92. She's like, that's a lot of money. I'm like, you and your husband go out and get 2 steaks and 3 beers each, or 2 beers each, and the side dishes and dessert, and it costs you $100. I said, I got enough steaks here for, meals for I don't
A
know,
week.
18 days or whatever. And
Yeah.
but she doesn't have the freezer space, sort of. She does now. She bought one, and she unfortunately still buys things in boxes and freezes it. I'm like, yeah, that stuff goes bad too quick. You better, if you buy, you better keep it in the upstairs freezer and eat the stuff because you went. Here's your trick: never go food shopping when you're hungry, ever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We got here. Make meals ahead of time to have them in the freezer. Yeah. And that's one of the things she started doing. She started making bigger meals for dinner. And so we had a lot of leftovers, and she'd package up one package for me, one package for her. And when the boys got into their teens and Megan was in her teens and stuff, it was like, okay, well, we're making triple overage. And she made up one's for me for lunch, one for her for lunch, one for each of them when they got home from school for an after school snack. And then when she was in college, it's like, okay, this is when you can take this to college with you for lunch. Because the college she was going to was 10 minutes away from the house. So, yeah.
The wife and I do. She got tuna fish on sale. I think it had like 3 years out on the expiration or whatever. And it was like 99 cents a can for solid white good stuff. And she bought like 40 of them and then put them down. I'm going to eat it. And then what does she do? She's not eating it. So I go down there. Last night I grabbed 3 cans, opened them, strained them out, cooked off some pasta I've had here for a bit, and chopped up some celery, onions, and some mayonnaise, a little red wine vinegar, salt, pepper. And I made tuna pasta salad. I got enough for 3 1-pound containers. I ate one for lunch today. I put it in containers. I'll eat it 2 more days in a row. And then I'll make something else instead of running out and buying stuff or, trying to make whatever.
Yeah. And then they're the ones here that kind of a mixture of a couple of them of the understand and complain. You go, oh well, if it happens, I'll just come to your place and we can run to the store real quick and buy all the food and bring it home. And it's like there ain't going to be any food to buy at the grocery store to bring home by the time you get here. I make tubes. Oh yeah, yeah, excellent.
That's why I'm freeze drying eggs right now. Yeah. One of my wife's friends, her son has 80 chickens. Not because he has a chicken farm. He likes chickens.
Yep.
And he sells his eggs for $2 a dozen. So I got 8 dozen came home. They're in the fridge right now because he has to refrigerate them. He gets so many. And she was all worried. She's like, are you okay if they're refrigerated? I'm like, how old are they? She's like, they can't be more than like 3 or 4 days old. I'm like, yeah, bring it. We just leave them in the fridge, and I'm just making my freeze-dried eggs. So one pint jar is 10 eggs. Yep. And I just label it as such, throw them on a shelf, and yeah, I use it at the camp, or we have it if we need eggs. I mean, period. They're not going anywhere, and they'll last forever.
Yep. And it's the little things that will slowly get through to some of them. Other like was it Vanessa Kitty said? I think it was Vanessa Kitty said you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Yep. And Caitlin's here. She just got home.
So everybody has their trigger point. Yeah. For the longest time they're this way, and all of a sudden something strange, they see it on Facebook or here's one of their other friends talking about that never mentioned it before. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, they start thinking. My wife mentioned she has a couple people at work that they want my phone number. They're like, oh my God, because she always brings freeze-dried stuff to work. And they're like, oh my God, I've been learning so much about that. I want to get a freeze dryer. I want to do this. I want to do that. Can I talk to your husband? My wife's like, you ain't getting his number because you guys will never shut the hell up. But I'll let them come down here one evening when we're both getting off of work, and we can all hang out in the parking lot. You can ask questions and that. And they're all like, "Oh, can I do this? Can I do that?" She's like, "You're watching all," and she tells them flat out, she's like, "You're watching all the wrong YouTube channels." And so I talked to my husband. Uh-oh. Hey, it's just me, the mad scientist. At least I think it's just me. Hey, CR, is it just me in here now? Anybody? Just me? Please, somebody mention me. Anything in the comments. Unless the stream died, in which case I'm just standing here by myself. Oh, just me. Thanks, Diana. I guess you'll
I'm back. I hit a wrong button. I don't know if you hear the grandkid calling me, Grandpa. I hit the wrong button. I was trying to mute. I just hit the wrong button. Yeah. So no, I didn't get kicked. I kicked myself. But yeah, there's yeah, and thing is, sometimes it may be something that they hear, or they get hit with something that you've warned them about. They say, "Oh, it's never going to happen here," and it happened there.
Yeah, or it happened to some other obscure friend they have out somewhere else in the country, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's terrible. How can I help you?" It's like, well, would have been nice if I had food. They're like, "Oh yeah, what a good plan, huh?"
Yeah. Shoot, let me check. Okay.
Thanks, CR. You're fired. Mark my words.
Okay. Yeah, there's sometimes it can be a simple thing as far as a car accident or a slip and a fall, and they injure their knee and they're on crutches now, and it's like they can't stand up to cook or whatever for very long. They everything changes, and all of a sudden they're like, and then you go be a good Samaritan to them and say, "Hey, yeah."
I think what triggered me off, finally triggered me off, was the year Y2K. And the wife and I were talking. Now, everybody, the fear mongering was going on TV at the time, and timers are going to stop, and lights are going to go out, and things are going to cease to work because they're only based on a 2-digit year, and it's going to think it's a Wednesday, not a Sunday, or whatever. And of course, 99.99% of it never happened. But
yeah,
we literally, I remember we literally went out, and we already had a seal meal. We used that anyway because we always cooked in bulk. And we went out and we bought like a bunch of beef jerky and stuff, and I resealed it. And yeah, we stacked up on some stuff and put it in our cupboards just to make sure. And that's pretty much what started the journey. And then it ended. And then, 2012 came around and we did it again. And, I had buckets of food, and I learned a whole bunch of stuff doing that. Like, don't use a 5-gallon bucket if you're just going to throw some hand warmers in there, which do work, because I collapsed all the buckets. Came down the next morning, and all the buckets had sucked in. One of them was still sealed. The rest of them blew the lids off it because it sucked in so bad because it pulled the oxygen out of them. So, yes, hand warmers work as O2 absorbers. Just don't put it directly against food.
Yeah. Hand warmers, it takes a little bit of moisture to activate them.
No, it doesn't. Nope.
Some of them.
Most of the hot hands in that, nope. It's literally the ingredients are the same as an O2 absorber. The only thing they add to it is perlite or vermiculite to slow down the process and insulate it a little bit. Because if you take an O2 absorber and put it in your hand, you'll burn yourself. It'll get that hot real quick because it's just iron powder and salt. That's all it is. And I throw vermiculite, but you're not supposed to use that for food. I wouldn't put it directly in my food like an O2 absorber, but you could put it in a container and put it next to it. It'll pull the O2 out of it, and you're going to create a vacuum. That's your own problem. Yeah, but I learned a lot of stuff doing that.
Yeah, the trying to remember here. Oh, I had a squirrel moment here while you were talking. So let me go back to Diana's here. Kids are mad at me because I made them stock up because we had bad storms predicted, then they never happened. Mom, what am I going to do with all this stuff? It costs me so much money. Eat it. First in, first out.
Rotate some new stuff back in behind it. Yep.
Yeah. You know, eat it just like you would in case the storm had hit. But yeah, just eat it and replace it so you always have it on hand.
Yep.
Yeah. There's always a storm threatening to take out Jack. But yeah, it's just, you know, the real life. Where was it? I saw it up above. I waited to click on it. There. See how I said it. Sometimes the only way through is experience. The only way is through experiencing it for real and literally.
Yep.
Yeah. And because everybody's heard about all the fires in California. California is always burning. And then people started posting on YouTube, Facebook Reels about the fires and stuff. And somebody's smarted off and they said, "Oh, you mean this happened in California?" And someone fired off back at him, "No, this is here. California was the warning what's going to hit where you're living."
Yeah, well.
And there was no comeback from the guy. You know, people, if someone makes a comeback, usually they fire off another smart comeback back at him, but didn't.
Well, most people are under the impression that won't happen to me. That's the standard.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
And you're not going to get past that until it happens to them or something triggers them to go, "Oh shit, maybe I should." Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't want to be a full-blown tinfoil hat wearing prepper, you know, all that stuff. No, nobody's saying to be a prepper. Just have some food in the house. Jeez, you go shopping every day and buy stuff and put it in the house, and then you eat it in a day, then you go shopping again.
And how much gas are they wasting driving to the store?
Oh, it's not wasteful. I stop at the store on the way home from work every day, so there's no fuel extra, dude.
Oh yeah, there is.
I've heard all the answers.
Turning in, driving slow in the parking lot, find your spot.
It's only an extra couple pennies. I'm not worried about it. I would have gotten stuck in traffic.
Couple pennies at today's price of gas. You're talking about another $1 or $2.
I'm literally playing devil's advocate.
I know, but I'm playing what you fire back at them.
No, you can. I don't, dude. I gave up. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and then if something happens, I'll just come to your house because you're stockpiled. I was like, no, you're not, because I won't be here. What do you mean? Where are you going? I'm like, where you're not. That's where I'm going.
Yeah. When I was helping set up the CERT program in California, there in Northern California, I was on the C8, which was the committee overseeing a bunch of cities and counties and stuff. And what's funny is one of the chiefs was in there from one of the police departments, and the assistant fire chief from one of the fire departments. They go, "Where do you live? You know, we'll bring all our stuff. Our trailers are loaded. We'll come to your house and we'll help defend your house." He goes, I said, "You can come to my house. I ain't gonna be there. I'm going to be out of the state by the time you get to my house." And they all looked at me, and they're all looking around. "What do you mean? If this stuff, you know, earthquakes was the bad topic at the time. You know, major earthquake. The major earthquake hits, and it's like an 8-something. I know the roads where I'm getting out of here because I know the riots and everything's coming right after it." And they kind of looked at me. "Well, what about this?" I go, "If this happens, this is what's going to follow it, and I'll already be gone." And finally got through some of these, chiefs and assistant chiefs of fire departments, police departments and stuff, and the county hospital administrators and stuff. After the meeting, they go, "Okay, what do I need to do?" They come privately up to, "What do I need to do?" These are the ones trying to get their community emergency response team set up with civilians. And now they come in, "What do I need to do?"
Yeah, you need to get away from that community group because most of them are going to come after you for your food.
Well, no, these are, you get, the thing is the community groups, the community emergency response teams in the classes were getting better prepared than the higher ups were. So they were they were bonding as communities to come together themselves in their communities for protection and stuff. But with these, hang on a second here.
Hey, Diana, it's, what'd you say? Oh, no, Little One Prepper said, tell me you'll buy the stuff at half the price. I don't buy that. People give me stuff. They're like, this can of stuff, I don't want it because it's going to expire next month. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Like, what are you going to do with it? I open a can and freeze dry it. Now it's good for another 25 years. Have a nice day. Then they want it back. I'm like, for $12, I'll give it to you.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's just like some of the ones that they were doing it because it was their job. They had to do it. They were mandated to do it, but they really didn't believe it until they found out that, you know, oh, Gil's going to be gone. He's planning on bugging out of here. And that's when my brother lived up at Shingle Springs, and it was back roads all the way to his place, his 20 acres up there. And he knows I'd be coming with 3 trailer loads of food.
That's assuming the earthquake didn't hit them too.
Yeah, you know, but when it was San Francisco. We're far enough after Loma Prieta. I checked all the freeways and stuff, so we know exactly how to get out of there. He still worked down in the Bay Area, and he commuted back. And his 3 boys either commuted or lived in the Bay Area, and we were all going to go. We had a rollout plan in hours to be out of there. And so these chiefs and stuff finally got, oh, crud, I guess I better start walking the walk and not just talking the talk. Wound up with them. I got them to set up a emergency preparedness fairs in cities and the counties around and stuff. And so I'd be going out there on Saturdays for quite a while, going out and giving presentations. You know, doing 3 presentations per Saturday at a preparedness fair, and so you know, got me to talk to a lot of people and got a lot of people thinking and doing stuff. But yeah, sometimes it's not a. There were some people at the fair that said, "I never believed any of this was possible," and then I would pull up a slide that just showed everything that happened, all the disasters and stuff, and the number of people who died from. People go, but that's not here. Oh, you want here? And I bring up all the fires in their area and accidents, hazardous material releases and stuff like that. I never knew about that stuff. No, it wasn't broadcast on the Wingnut TV.
So does anybody here? I taught my wife this. Does anybody here know where their main breaker panel is? Yes, no, probably yes. If anybody has natural gas in their house, if you're in a house. Do you know where the main shutoff is outside your house? And do you know how to shut it off? My wife is upset at me because I still haven't zip tied an adjustable wrench to the meter yet to shut it off. She's all worried if something happens. She wants to be able to go out there and just rotate it 90 degrees, shut it off so we don't have gas in the house, and open a garage door and shut the main off. And then the water main right now is kind of half hidden behind one of my shelf units where my freeze dryer is, but that's easy enough just to grab the top, yank it forward, and shut the valve off.
Yeah. What we did for our house in California, and I've done it here. So you have the meter for the water, and then between the meter and the house, there's a quarter-turn ball valve.
Right.
And you just go, here the quarter-turn ball valve is below ground, but it's a barrel that's easily opened up, and you crawl down the ladder down into it. And it stays above freezing.
Mine's not there. I have a regular meter. It's a 6-inch diameter pipe. They can shut it off with the thing. Yeah. There's a pressure regulator down in there. And then the shutoff is in my basement. Right where it comes through, there's a shutoff there. So if something ever happens, I got to call the town to shut my water valve off outside.
Yeah. Friends of ours had a cabin up at Tahoma up on Lake Tahoe. And there'd be times we go up there with the youth from the church to go up there, and we'd take all our scoop shovels we had, you know, from my dad's when we had cows and stuff, and we'd have to dig out 6-8 feet of snow to get to where the valve is to turn the water on, and the valve was down 7 feet, and so in the house they had this big old 7-foot T-pole you put down in there and turn the water on. But it's you know, they weren't up there all the time, so they had to, you know, have something like that set up. But yeah, there's things simple things you can do that's not disaster preparedness that people go, huh, maybe I should use that. Ooh, cha-ching! Tell them you about the stuff they don't want at half price.
Yeah, that's what I read back to her. I was like, my friends give me their food. They're like, I don't have to buy it from them. They give it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. All righty. Going down, checking these out. Yeah.
So I'm sure there's a lot of people that like us that do stuff, and they know most of the people they know won't do it or don't do it or don't think about it. We're like a huge minority, but we're gaining traction over time.
Yeah. On Diana's thing here. So my wife and I, because the cost of electricity, my wife and I decided, all right, we had to get gas in the house, got a gas furnace, gas hot water heater, gas dryer.
It's cheaper than electric.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was way cheaper. Our electrical bill went down in half from the water heater and the clothes dryer. And then when we got the gas range instead of the electric range, it went down a bit more because I'd already by then I had already bought something. Let me show it to you here real quick here. Visual effects.
Our first house we moved into was all electric. I put we had a gas dryer. I actually bought a big propane tank and ran the plumbing inside to run the gas dryer because we hated electric dryers.
Oh yeah. This I've already bought this because up here in the corner up here is still the electric range, which I hardly ever use. I did have the induction stovetop plugged in for, boiling water and stuff there. Over here, I have the little electric tea kettle. And when we got gas, that went in storage. That went in storage, and the stove went into storage. And so we got a gas range in there. And
I actually stopped using my wife bought me one of those electric water kettles.
Yeah.
And it was great. It would boil my liter and a half of water in about 4 minutes. And it was great. And then we started talking about electricity. She's like, well, how much electric does it use? I was like, well, let's pull out the Jackery. Actually, the Jackery wouldn't run it because it'll only do a 15 amp surge and 10 amp running. So I grabbed out the other one I just bought. And I plugged in and said, that's how many watts it's drawing. She's like, oh, my God, it was drawing like 1,800 watts.
Mm-hmm. 15 amps.
Yeah. I was like, that's not good, honey.
Yeah.
And so she's like, okay. She's like, well, I'm like, I bought a kettle. It takes like 5-6 minutes to boil the water on a stove, and I don't turn the burner on full. I just turn it on, let it get hot, walk away, come back like 5-8 minutes later when I'm done doing my morning stuff. Turn it up a little bit. It whistles. Pour it in my freaking French press, and I got coffee.
Yeah. Anyways, where I was going with this was, so we pulled out all the electric appliances and stuff. The electric dryer, the electric stove, the electric water heater, and they're in the shop in storage. When we get enough, when we finally go, put up all the solar panels I've been buying and storing, and figure out where she wants it, and put up all the solar panels where the house can go fully electric, that's going to be our backup because we love the gas. It's so much cleaner for an electric dryer versus gas dryer. Gas is so quick, and it doesn't electric seems to singe the clothes more than gas will, and it's just we have on-demand water heater type thing in there.
Yep.
And we just love the control of natural gas or propane. Either one of these has great control. But if we have a bad thing where natural gas disappears and the grid goes down for electricity, and once we have the solar panels in and stuff, and it goes down after that, yeah, we'll swap everything back out again. But we won't get rid of the gas stuff either, because at some point we may get gas back in again. Then
Yep.
So, and Tammy Harder's here. Woohoo!
Do you have natural gas in the ground there or propane?
We have natural gas in town. We also have a propane dealer.
I didn't mean town.
Away.
Do you have natural gas plumbed to your house or no?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Natural gas. Everything's natural gas.
Yeah.
And but then I still have, the fun part is I still have 30 cords of firewood out there next to the shop and the wood burning stove in the house. So yeah, and worst comes to worst, for heat, it's like, okay, we're going to get the wood burning, just go to the wood burning stove to heat the house most of the time, and then we'll go out and spend money to get a second wood burning stove that's a kitchen cook stove, and plumb that in. She was kind of looking at that. She goes, if we had a little bit bigger house with a bigger kitchen, yeah, we'd put one in there and just use it for in the wintertime only. Let's see here. Big. Yeah, well, all right. Interesting. They're trying to outlaw it mainly in the blue states.
Yeah.
Mainly in California, and then Oregon and New York are following, because they want to have all the gas available to make electricity for during the nighttime, for when the windmills aren't working.
Yeah, windmills and the solar panels.
Solar, and everything. Okay, so I'm going to go squirrel moment on everybody here. So, did anybody hear what happened a couple days ago in South Dakota?
No.
Okay, hang on. Let me bring it up here.
It's South Dakota. Nobody lives there.
Okay, I got to make that bigger anyways. Okay, so here's what happened in South Dakota. Come on, it's not. Why is it not showing it?
Somebody bought a food stockpile in South Dakota. Sweet.
No, hang on. I forgot to reopen it when I got booted here. So share screen. That one there. That's what happened.
Oh yeah.
130 mile an hour winds. And you can't really see it, but I counted it carefully. I counted 8 windmills that came down just in this picture.
Yeah. And each one of them cost ridiculous amounts of, carbon footprint to put that 10,000-pound concrete base in. Yeah. All the steel, everything else to get it there. Those things will never pay for themselves, but they only say it's cheap because the government subsidized it, and we subsidize it. So that's my money laying on the ground out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, natural gas can be converted to propane easily.
Oh yeah, different orifice
with or without the kit. My mom's old stove. All I needed to do was give it. You got to
turn the pressure down a little bit or something.
No, on the jets, do a 1.5 turn to tighten the nut on it, so it tightened down the jet on it. It worked just fine.
That depends on the stove, depends on who made it, when it was made, all that stuff.
Exactly.
A lot of the stoves these days, if they're natural gas, they're convertible, but only with the orifice kit.
Yeah, it was 130 plus mile an hour windstorm straight. As Kaylin would call it, Desoro or whatever.
Yeah,
Derecho, whatever. Yeah, straight shot. Horizontal wind shear right through there, and it just folded them down, because you notice they're all bent towards the camera. And that one right here above Surprise, if you notice above it, the blade's shooting straight up, half of it's missing. It's laying on the ground underneath Surprise.
Yep.
But yeah.
Gee, why didn't they just let them run? Think of the electricity they could have produced at 8 million RPMs. They could have powered the world for about 3 seconds.
Oops is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Theoretical, that was for gusts up to 140 miles an hour, not steady, going on for a time. You just brought it all down.
Well, you got to give them credit. At least they put the windmills in a place where there's wind.
Yeah. And Frenchy Sandy's in the house now. So let me go ahead and take this down. Oop, there we go. Oh, and go back to here. There we go. But sometimes it takes something like that in that they can see and go, holy crap, and see all the problems going on. It takes to get some people to pull their head out and go, okay, yeah, what do I need to do? I don't want to go full bore, like you were saying. I don't want to become a fanatic. I just want, what I need to do to what do I need to do to get by? And the simplest thing you do is tell them is just get the ads for the grocery stores. Check, most places do it on Wednesday. You get the ad. Oh, what's on sale? Hey, I use this. Well, use the coupon and max it out. I get this, and then well, it's going to be a lot. Well, next month those won't be on sale. Something else that you use will probably be on sale, and you do that. That way, you got extra now, and you just keep getting extra every month. My mom, back after the my mom, we were always clipping coupons, even in the 60s. But in 1971, when the Sylmar earthquake happened, and all of a sudden the stores ran out of toilet paper, then they ran out of milk, then they ran out of paper towels, and then they ran out of bread. And our area wasn't even affected. The bakery was not in our area that was affected. Still, everybody was panic buying. And so, fortunately, we had a bunch of food and stuff, anyways, because we'd been clipping and buying extra all the time. So we probably had 3 weeks worth of food in the house. By the time school started, we had 6 weeks worth of food in the house. We were clipping everything, and it was everything that she started to get stuff that we don't eat. And it's like, don't get that. I ain't going to eat it. I ain't going to touch it. And so it was the stuff we ate and stuff we liked, whether we ate it off of it or not. We got more of it. And, oh, yes, I remember that. Oh, yes. Yeah. And so we'd find the stuff, and it would be, we were stretching the budget thin, getting everything. And once she was up to a couple of months there worth of food, then it was okay. Then we were kind of backed off a little bit, but yeah, she wound up having something like it was a 45-gallon cardboard barrel of a metal lid and metal
I got those. Yeah.
Full of toilet paper.
Oh yeah.
Then she had a second one full of toilet paper, and then she goes, "We're good." She put a bunch of the silverfish baits in there and stuff so they wouldn't eat it, and locked it up. And 8 years later, we opened it up. Still good.
It's paper, unless the bugs got to it.
That's what it is, to kill the silverfish. There were a bunch of dead silverfish on the bottom because they went straight for the bait. So, but yeah, everything worked. Been hot and humid for a couple days here.
Yeah, I just checked my sale flyer for the one for Lidl. My butter's back on sale for $1.99 a pound. Yes.
North Dakota blows and Minnesota sucks it. Yep. More ways than one. That lasted a long time.
Jeez.
Yeah. All right. So let me go ahead and get that out. All right. So, yeah. So the main thing is if you have family members and even best friends from work or whatever that are, don't want to see it, don't want to believe it, you get them to watch the news and stuff and say, I bet those people wish they had a couple extra days of food in the house, and leave it. Next time, I bet those people wish they had some more food and some toilet paper in their house. And they're going to go, what do you mean? And then you can say, well, you get the newspaper, don't you still? Yeah, we pick it up down there, at the whatever, because it's got all the ads. Yeah, ads, clip coupons, save money. Buy stuff cheaper and buy a little bit more of it. So you're spending the same amount of money that you do normally weekly for food, but you're getting more food. Now you have more food in the house. That way, when prices go up, you can eat on what you have. When they come back down on sale again, you buy more and stock up more. It's start them off on the economics thing.
There it is.
Yep. And to clearance shelf.
Paper plates.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes if the water's out, paper plates are great.
Oh yeah.
All right. So let me bring this up over here and see where we're at here. There it is. All right. So next live stream coming up is Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern for the Midnight Ride. Friday on Camp Patton is wildfires. Do you have a plan to cope with one? Saturday on Gray Man Prepping is 4th of July. After they come for all your pew-pews, what are your plans? It's not just pew-pews. It could be like England. You can't have... This is a felony in England.
Yeah. Unless, well, you know what? I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. We'll go there on Saturday.
Sure. Thursday night late or something.
Yeah. Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound, canning broth and leave the fat in or remove it. I've seen lots of people commenting on that. That's why I put it in there. Next Tuesday, human-powered gadgets for living without power. So we're going to bring up some of the old school stuff that we used to get by on, and we'll teach you some of the new how to get new stuff going, how to human-powered gadgets for your computer. So that's what's coming up, folks. So as always, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps. Water, food, medicine, clothing. Learn a new skill. Work on your garden. And we'll see you hopefully for the Midnight Ride on Thursday night. Take care, everyone.
Have a good night.